Hello everyone, welcome to TechSharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important use case of GitHub Copilot, where I will show you how to understand the program logic written with recursion feature, okay, using GitHub Copilot. So what we will do, like here you can see I have one demo program with the name company hierarchy.py, and we will use the same program for GitHub, where we will write the complete prompt to understand this program logic, particularly about the recursion logic. Okay, so in this demo program, like we have implemented the recursion logic to calculate the bonus of the company. Now what we will do, like we will provide a detailed prompt. That prompt will walk through your code and explain you the entire recursion logic that we have implemented here. Okay, and then in the end, like we will discuss, like we will review the output what we are going to receive from the GitHub Copilot. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use GitHub Copilot to understand the recursion logic. But prior to that, we have already covered various scenarios, and for that you can also refer the TechSharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find 3600 plus videos available in both Hindi as well as English language. So as per your language preference, you can easily consume the content. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Firstly, I'll walk you through the program in a short way. So the program name is company hierarchy.py, and the description of the program is quite simple. Like it's a company HR system that calculates the total bonus for each employee, including all their team members below them in the hierarchy, uses a recursion to traverse the organization tree. Okay, so this is a very short program, around 112 lines, and here like you can see company hierarchy represented as a nested dictionary, and each employee has name, individual bonus, and a list of subordinate. So you can see we have created this company tree where we have stored name, bonus, and subordinate information. Likewise we have other information. Okay, so now the question comes, how to write a perfect detailed prompt for this task. So for that, firstly I'll select this program from here so that it will take a context when I write the prompt, and now I'll just simply paste my prompt here, and I'll walk you through this prompt first. So as usual, firstly, like we are supposed to assign the role. So here I'm assigning the role to GitHub Copilot that you are a senior Python developer and computer science educator with 20 years of experience in explaining recursion, algorithm, and complex programming concept to beginners, junior developer, and non-technical audiences. Okay, so we have assigned the role. Second thing is the task. I have a Python program named company hierarchy.py. In this program, there is a function called calculate team bonus. This function uses recursion to traverse a company hierarchy tree and calculate the total bonus for each employee and their team. So basically it calculates the total bonus for each employee as well as the entire team. Now your task is to read this function carefully and explain exactly how the recursion works step by step in a simple plain English. So main task is to traverse this program and explain the recursion logic in a very plain simple English. Also we have mentioned here, do not explain the full file, focus only on the function that calculates the team bonus, and function name is calculate team bonus. Okay, so we are not interested into entire logic. We are just mainly focusing on the recursion part. Now for this analysis, we have also assigned some rules for GitHub Copilot. So rules to follow are: first, use plain English only, avoid heavy technical jargon. We don't want heavy technical jargon in the description. Okay, do not skip any line of the function, cover every single line. So we don't want it to skip any line. Okay, explain the recursion step by step, showing exactly how each recursion call is made in what order. Then we have fourth rule that shows show the complete call stack from first call to the last call using the actual data from the program like name and values. So likewise we want a complete flow. Okay, Fifth point says clearly explain what the base case is and why it is so important. Clearly explain what is the recursion case and why it is what it does differently. Then rule number 7 says explain what would happen if the base case were removed. Okay, so if we remove the base case, what will happen? Do not modify or rewrite the function, only explain it as it is. Okay. Then we have ninth logic. Keep your language simple enough for the first year programming student. Do not assume anything that is not written in the program. So these are the simple rules that we have assigned. Now we will also explain the requirement of output, like how we want the output. The first section I want the purpose of the function. So write 2 to 3 lines explaining what this function does overall in the plain English. Second, base case explanation. So clearly identify the base case in this function. Explain in plain English why this base case is needed. Explain what would go wrong in the base case if the base case is missing. Okay. Then we have third section where we need a recursive case explanation, like clearly identify the recursive case in this function. Explain what happens at each recursive call in the simple words. Explain how the function gets closer to the base case in each call. And then we have fourth point that tells us the step-by-step call stack trace. So show the complete recursion call stack using actual names and values from the program data. Show each function call level clearly from level 1 to final level. Show how the result comes back up from the deepest call to the top. Okay. Then we need some real world analogy. So give one real world analogy that explains exactly how this recursion works. The analogy should be relatable to the everyday life. Okay. And then we have sixth section where we have mentioned the important logic and special handling, like mention any special decision made in the recursive function. Example like why the base case returns what it returns and why the recursive result is added to the current value, how the tree structure is traversed. Okay. And then we have some basic generic output format requirement, like use clear section headings for each of the 6 above point. Use bullet point inside each section. Keep the total explanation under 450 words. Do not write any code in the output, only in the plain explanation needed. So now what I'll do, I'll just simply press enter here, and within few seconds it will start preparing the output for me. But as I always inform you that always make a habit to review the output that is generated by any AI model. Doesn't matter if you are using Copilot or anything else. Always make sure to review it, because there might be a chance like it hallucinate and provide you the output in a wrong way. So that's why we will verify it thoroughly. So I think it is completed. Now I'll just walk you through the output, and like not entirely, but I'll show you like what all main things it has written. So for that I think we need to scroll it down. Yeah. So here you can see firstly the purpose of the function. So this function starts with one employee, takes the employee's own bonus and then adds the bonus of every employee below them in the company hierarchy. It does this thing by going down the hierarchy 1% at a time, then coming back to the totals. Its final result is the full team bonus of the starting employee. In base case explanation, it clearly mentioned the base case is the check for employee who has no subordinate. At that point, the function prints that there are no team members and returns the employee own bonus only. Okay. So if there is no hierarchy after that employee, so we will consider this base case. This is needed because recursion must know when to stop a person with no one below them is stopping point. Okay. And if this base case were missing, the function would still try to go deeper even when there is nobody left to the process, and the logic would break because there would be no proper stopping point. Okay. Then we have recursion case explanation. So here it is explained. We have limited time, so I'll just walk through you quickly. Then we have step-by-step call trick. So here you can see Ramesh start with 50,000, then Sunita start with 30,000, Ajay starts with 20,000, Priya start with 10,000, no subordinate, return the 10,000. Then Ajay, total becomes 30,000. Mohit start with 10,000, no subordinate, return 10,000. So likewise, we will get the total call stack trace here. Okay, and then we have some real world analogy here, and also some important logic. So in important logic, it shows the function always count the current employee first before looking downward. The return value in the base case is employee own bonus, because this is the full team of total of someone with no team. Okay, so yeah, this is how you can utilize GitHub Copilot to understand the complex recursion logic. So if there is in your project, if there is any kind of requirement like that, you can follow this approach. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching TechSharemith.